everyone, welcome back to Tot Time Camp for week 3. Now remember, our camp theme is habitats, and habitats are different places that animals and plants can live, and that habitat has everything that those animals and plants need to survive, like water and food and shelter and air. So this week we're going to learn about a different type of habitat. So far we've learned about trees and forests. We've learned about grass and meadows, and this week we are going to be learning about wetlands. So if you've already listened to this week's story, it was Have You Seen My Little Duckling? Okay, and in that story, if you haven't watched it, go watch it now. So in that story, we watched a family of ducks, and one of the ducklings got lost, and the mama duckling was swimming around and meeting all the different types of animals that live in a wetlands. Now, as you saw in the story, a wetlands is an area that has lots of water. There's still lots of plants and land, but there's areas where water can create pools, and different animals can live in those pools or in that area. Sometimes they just like living in soil that is in dirt that is really wet. So a wetlands is really just like our meadow that we learned about last week, that has lots of different plants and flowers and stuff, except it's a lot more wet. There's a lot more ponds and puddles in a wetlands. So we saw our mama duckling meet a bunch of fish that were living in the pond. We may have seen them chasing a butterfly. The little duckling was chasing a butterfly because there's different plants in wetlands. So we got to meet all the different types of animals that live in a wetlands. So for our craft this week, which is what we're going to be doing next, we are going to be painting a turtle shell. So a turtle is another type of animal that can live in wetlands. And we have a wetlands nearby. And if you go on our field trip at the end of camp, at the end of this week, sometimes there's turtles sitting on different logs that are in our local Jacobs Creek wetlands. So that'll be fun if you go in that. So for our craft, we're going to get out our big bag. And in here is a box. It should be labeled with week 3, and it says paint your own stepping stone, and it's in the shape of a turtle. So we're going to make a craft that reminds us of the different types of animals that live in a wetlands, which remember is just like a field, like a meadow, except it's really wet and has different types of ponds in it. So ask your guardians to help you open the box. There's some tape keeping the box closed, and you're going to open it up. You want to be very careful because your stepping stone is fragile. It may break easily. So we're going to take this out very carefully, and everything you need for this activity is included in this box, okay? So put my camera down. We're going to take the plastic off. Okay, so we've got our plastic off, and in here we have some little paints, and we have a paintbrush that comes with it. So we're going to use our paintbrush, our little paints, and then we want to carefully take out our turtle. There we go. Okay, so we're going to face our turtle upwards so that we can see the design of the turtle. And we're going to use our paints and our paintbrush, and just open up your paints, and we're just going to paint our turtle shell. And this is a stepping stone, so it's a type of stone that you can put outside or in your garden or something to make it look nice and pretty. But then every time you look at your stepping stone, you're going to be reminded about turtles and how they live in the wetlands. So I put some green on my paintbrush, and I'm just going to use my paints and fill in the stone. You can use as many colors as you would like, do whatever pattern you would like, and we're just going to keep painting this until it looks like how we want it. And you don't have to do anything else to your turtle shell. You're just, once you get it all painted, you're gonna let it dry so that the paint dries, and then once the paint is dried, then you and your family can go place it somewhere outside that you would like. If you have a garden, that would be perfect for it. And there's different types of turtles as well. Sometimes you may see them in your backyard. If you have, if you live near Jacobs Creek, we have different types of snapping turtles. They have really big beaks. They have really big, sharp mouths so that they can catch different types of food. So there are different types of turtles, but in wetlands, they tend to be more aquatic. They can live in different ponds that we have in the wetlands. So just keep painting your turtle shell and then let that dry. And then you'll put it outside and you'll have a nice stone displayed outside that'll remind you of the turtles and all the other animals that live in our wetlands. So keep painting your turtle until it looks like how you want it. Let it dry, and then you can place it outside. And that's it for our craft this week for the wetlands. I'll see you in the next video where we go over our game for the wetlands habitat.